Everyone. So, new day, new color. This is the series in which basically every day I sketch something, maybe a tree or something like that, but with a different color. The reason for that is that, well, I'm learning by doing, and at some point I realized that, well, I want to understand more about composition, about contrast, value in watercolor, because watercolor are beautiful, but you need to have control on them. So yeah, I start this series, and yeah, this is the plan for today. Maybe sketching for around an hour, something like that. So yeah, at the beginning I was doing live this final sketch, and I was doing a little bit of like sketching around before. But then I realized, why am I doing this when I can just do all the preparation, all the study, like live. So this is what we are going to do today. We're going to try a few things here on this nice page, and then later I'm going to create one single page with what I learn in the study here, and I will upload, well, both the live and also the final video on YouTube. So you can follow me on YouTube as well, same name. So yeah, let's start. This is the color for today. I think it's super nice color, and welcome. Yeah, subscribe, follow, comment, whatever, feel at home here. It's very cozy. So this is the color, and it comes from Gogh. It's a nice brand, a very cheap brand actually. And Gogh, it's from the same brand of Rembrandt. How do you read this? Rembrandt. I don't know this, but yeah, this is Gogh, and this color comes from Gogh. It's called olive green, and I really think it's look like kind of an olive, so it's nice. And yeah, let's try something. So the idea that I had today, I was creating something like this, because it's raining outside and it's very misty and foggy everywhere. So I thought I could create something like this, taking inspiration from Instagram. But then I realized, wait, I could do something more simplified for like my evening studies. So yeah, the idea is to recreate something like this, but only with that nice color here. So the plan is that we're going to sketch together a few examples of the same thing, testing composition, testing like different values, saturation, and stuff like that. And yeah, this is the plan. So let's start. Let's put this here as a reference. Now, to create something like this, actually, you need to work in layers. And like, for example, at the beginning, you have to create this background, and then on top of it, you have to layer maybe this and this. And you have to let it dry, one layer before the other. Otherwise, everything will be just a huge blob of dirty colors and doesn't make any sense. So since I don't want to turn on like high dryer or something, because it will be too noisy and it's in the other room, so I don't want to go there. My plan is actually to sketch very teeny tiny trees all at once, like one layer at once in each example, and then I think by the time I will have the final rectangle, the first one will be kind of dry, so I can add the second layer and so on. Hopefully, because this paper is not meant to be for watercolor, so it doesn't allow to have that much water, and it will dry pretty fast, or at least that is what I hope. Because again, here we are not showing off our skills. Here we are to learn new things, learn by doing, learn by experimenting all together. So yeah, even in the community, feel free to just talk to others, be kind to one another, and yeah, if you have suggestion, bring suggestion, that would be nice. You know? Let's build a nice community of people that doesn't necessarily need to be super good on what they are doing, but they are just motivated on their new things. And actually try to lift the other and not turn them down. I'm doing a lot of cleaning here because yesterday's color was red and pearling red. And it was a super nice color, but it actually stayed in my palette. Like now my palette, it's like this is clean, but it's still reddish. So yeah, weird color, very stainy color. Teeny tiny palette, because we only have one color, so we don't need a huge palette. So first thing first, where is the color? Here. I should have prepared better. I know. Come on, don't be silly. Okay, so for the first layer, I want just very watery. So first of all, how is this color behaving? So this is very watery. Maybe even more watery I can do, like this. This is very watery. Oh, wait, you can see anything. Sorry about that. Now you can see better. Okay, so this is very watery. Then if I add more pigment, it will be something like this. Add even more, and it will become something like this. So we can build contrast. Even from this swatch, you can see that there is contrast between these and these. That it's nice, because then there are other colors that doesn't have that much contrast. And yeah, those are all the colors I own. And I'm planning to go to Japan and buy even more. So for example, so I think one of the yellow was not that much contrast. Yeah, this one. Like when I will arrive to this one, this will be a challenge. Seriously a challenge. So no contrast in there. But here we have contrast, so we can play. We can play. So as I said, first layer will be super water-ish. Even more water. Now I will dry a little bit my brush, otherwise there will be definitely too much water. Okay, this is very clear, so maybe a little more. Like my page is, like the page itself is kind of yellowish, so maybe I need a little bit more pigment. It's taking 20 minutes only to build the base. What I'm doing with my life. Okay, nice. Then the second one. So yeah, we will have like teeny tiny portrait of trees. Can you say portrait in English for a tree? I don't think so. Again, I'm Italian. English is not my first language. And as you can imagine, I make a lot of mistakes. So feel free to correct me in the comments. Okay, so rectangle. Now, let's go to a deeper color by just adding more pigment directly from my pan to this. See, it's already darker. Nice. So let's go to the first one. Oh, it's not dry yet. Maybe we have to wait a little bit more. Well, in the meantime, I can just try different lines here. Let's see. Okay, actually, it's not that contrast. Maybe I need to add more. Yeah, better. Let's start with this one. So for the composition, I was thinking to go in different directions. So maybe for the first one, I will try to keep my tree in the middle and have like some bushes or grass here. Now I want to have, as it was here, there is like the tree and then there is this lake. But I will add the lake at the end, because then I can just have all the elements here and then try to create a reflection based on that. Because as it is for now, I don't know exactly where I want to put all the different things. So maybe it's better to just leave it there and wait a little bit until I have a clear idea of what I'm doing. I know I could make some sketch at the beginning, but well, let's go completely randomic. So in this one, we have create some space in the middle to have the 3 in the middle. So maybe in here we can do the other thing of going like something like this, even get out of the rectangle and then go down here. And then we can make the pine here, for example. And then maybe here there is a small island or something, right? Nice. They seems clouds, actually, as it is right now, but yeah. But yeah, how are you doing? I see there is somebody here, so tell me, why are you here? What are you looking at? What do you like to do? Oh, I haven't told you about the brush. So the brush that I was using before was actually from Tiger. Super nice brush, even if it's from Tiger, surprisingly. And this one is an old Giotto one, Serie 600 Talcon. It has a flat brush. And the reason for this is that I wanted to do, instead of kind of bush, some kind of pines, as I have here, kind of, you know, try different things again. Not having a clear idea, just play around. I'm making it even like softer, because I wanted to see how he would be. All right. And then in the last one, I could have, so we have the pine here, will be in here, in the middle. Maybe I can do the other way around. Let's see. Like a little bit of kind of cliff and then go down. So something like this, but in the middle. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, actually, for the last one, I could try to have wet on wet, kind of. So I will get back my first brush. That is this one. Wet a little bit the surface, and then take some pigment and have the brush a little bit drier. And then I have this nice kind of cauliflower thing. But they are not going to be, like, the edge will be very soft. So I think this will be very nice for a kind of misty effect, you know? Something like this. And then here there will be the water. And then maybe we can actually have like this, so it's not always the same. So here is always the same, like the same color. Here I have like different colors and different value. So there is like when you look at a panorama or like a view in a forest, it's never one color, right? It's always so many colors all together, blend together. And from the distance, it seems like a bunch of color, but they make sense when they are all together. So that's why I want to do the same here, like having different. Now I can lift a little bit of the color because I think it's a little bit too much in here. But yeah, creating these kind of shades. I think it looks nice. Yeah. And here I maybe want it softer, so we can have this misty effect. Good. So, yeah, we have very different things. Now, in the first one, let's immediately add the pine. Everything is pretty clear and dark in there, so I think I will just go with the color, with a little water, but not that much. It reminds me of a cartoon, this style here. Oh, and the worst part is I keep forgetting about having a reference around. I think I can use these as a reference, but there is only basically one pine in here, so maybe I could have done a better job on find other pines. But yeah, anyway, let's see. Try the brush a little bit, test it out. This is super bright. Okay, maybe those would be like pines in the background. Oh, it would be the tiniest pine ever. Yeah, very tiny. Why am I whispering? I don't know. I don't want to wake up the tree. The spirit of the tree. You know? So I'm going in Japan in like a few weeks, and apparently in there they have what they call kami, and from my understanding of the Japanese culture and spirituality, kami are like kind of spirits that lives inside of, well, everything apparently, because there are like the kami of the tree, the kami of stones, kami of anything really, like there is also like, and they are protecting different aspect of your life according to their belief. For example, there is a kami for students to be sure that you're gonna have good grades, for example, or a kami of let me think. They were funny one. Relationship, the kami of relationship. So the kami of relationship is basically a kami that will bless your next relationship, or will bless one relationship that finished in a wrong way. And it could be any kind of relationship, like work related, friendship, of course, like love relationship as well. This is becoming a mess. I think it's an interesting concept. But I don't know how much it's like, how much people feel that is actually real. But I'm going to Japan, I will find out, I guess. Okay, in here I've created kind of a small forest. And I think this could be basically it. Maybe we can add like a small tree that is not a pine in here, that has lost all the leaves, and it's very sad. Something like this. Now, I want to add already the water reflection. So I will just add a lot of water here. Okay. And then make this edge softer with this flat brush. Nothing fancy. It's which brand is it? Oh, it's still, I think it was, it doesn't say anything, but I think this one was from Giotto too. 12 gold line. It's weird that it doesn't have the brand, but I think it was from Giotto. And then I add the reflection in the water. So it would be like something like this. And then there'd be a tree here and a tree there. And another tree here. And then there will be like another tree here. Now, to make the water effect, I will take again this brush, clean it, dry it, and then just do like this to create this kind of line from the water. Yeah. And I think for this little sketch here, it's basically it. We need to let it dry, because now you see it like this, but then when it dries, it becomes kind of different. So let's see how it is. It's always a surprise having to deal with watercolor. Now, this one is very light, so I don't want to have the same darkness as it is in here. I think I will just go very dreamy with a very, very light pine here. And maybe a teeny tiny pine here. Let's see. So I have to regulate the color accordingly to that. Let me see how it is like this. Okay, this is definitely too light. So a little bit of pigment, test again. Now I think we're getting close, but I really want other water. I think we are there. Now let's make a teeny tiny pine. No, actually I want to have a big pine here. It will stand alone, like a very proud pine. Something like this. Ooh, I could have done the pine that was getting out of the frame. That would have been nice. Well, for our next one. Now there is not that much contrast like this. It's kind of hard to read this image here. But again, we are here to learn new things by testing, so it's actually a good thing. I really would love to see more something like this, because usually when you see like a workshop or something, they are nice, but at the same time, the people that are doing them, they seems to have everything already figured out, and it's kind of hard to follow them, because then it's like it seems like for them everything is easy, but you haven't built the muscle memory to actually do those things yet. So that might bring to frustration and feeling like kind of inadequate if you don't have the right mindset that is like, hey, I know that I am learning, it's fine. If I don't understand everything, I just need to practice, you know. But sometimes when you follow those workshops, like, oh, this is beginner friendly, it's super easy, and everything is easy and fine. In 5 minutes, you can do the same thing I'm doing. No, you have a lot of experience on the shoulder. So, you know, just set realistic expectation and be kind to yourself. Okay. Nice. Let's do the water here as well. So, and we learn anything from this one? Maybe the brush was too big because, well, the dimension of these, it's very small. So the brush that I was using, the flat one, 12 one, it's pretty big. So it also creates a huge line. I maybe could try to use the small one, that is this one. These are 2. Maybe, why not? Let's try. So water, a lot of water, nice. And then some pigment from here. Oh, and I want to create more white space here because if you think about it, when you look at the horizon, there is that kind of, if there is fog, there is this kind of white line between the surface and the land. Nice. Let's add a little bit more color. Just to create some more contrast here and there. Nice. Now, let's try with this fellow here. And by the way, yesterday with the red color, even the, I don't know if you can see it, but it stained this to red. That it's like never happened to me before. So Daniel Smith colors, they are like tough colors. They can stain anything. Maybe it's only the red that I had, but... Oh, no, wait. You know what I could use? I could just use this one. I don't know if it's working, because the paper is really wet, so maybe it's not working at all. No. Because we need to lift the pigment from the paper in order to obtain any kind of effect. I had a feeling this is going to be harder than I thought. So, yeah, let's try. I don't know, maybe it's just the wrong paper for this technique. Because with watercolor paper, it's pretty easy to do. Of course, it depends on the color. Like if the color is staining a lot, then it's going to be kind of hard. But yeah, okay, let's leave it like this, and maybe when it's dry, almost dry, I will add more lines, because right now it's very wet, so I think if I try to add some sort of surface line, I think it will melt with the rest. Maybe here that is a little bit drier, it's doable. But yeah, the moment I arrive here where it's very wet, my line completely disappears because it's too wet as it is right now. So yeah, let's wait a little bit for that to dry, and then I will add more. And now my 2 eyeliner are just one single thing, but anyway. Okay, let's go to the next one, but first let me add more color here because I left all the color before. Here, maybe, and here. Okay, attempt number 3. So in this one, let's have just a lot of contrast. I have a plan. So I want, this is right here. I want to have a lot of contrast. Let me try a little bit my brush. So I want the pine to be here, and it's huge. A it more a regular pine. Yeah. Now what I want there, it's some brush. No, not brush. Wait, what's chespuyo in English? Brush? What are the teeny tiny thing full of leaves that grows in the forest? So this is a brush, a bush maybe. Ah, bush. Like United States President, Bush, that Bush. Welcome to the live in which I struggle with English. So let's add a friend to these three. So I feel like odd that he is alone. It's basically a small forest. Nice. And then add some water. Yeah. Smooth a little bit, make it uneven, nice. And then just do like this, so that we have this kind of waves, small waves. I think I like this style the most, to be honest, especially for the water. Can we lift a little bit of pigment, maybe? Yes, kind of. This paper, by the way, it's resists surprisingly well to watercolor, because usually the paper just break if you add too much water on it. This one is not meant to be for watercolor, but I still think that it's going kind of not good, but interesting job. Okay, now, which one do you prefer? 1, 2, 3. We have to do the fourth. We are getting somewhere. I think at least I have an idea of what to do during the one page thing. I think I will go with something like a mix of all those things, because there are things that I really like about this. Like, for example, I like that here there is like this tree that looks like it's in the background, and this one it looks like it's in front, so I will do the same. About this one, I like the kind of perspective that it has, so maybe have this plus this. For the water, I'm not convinced of any of those. Maybe this one. So yeah, I don't know about the water yet. I hope that tomorrow I will have a better idea, but yeah. But it's nice, still nice to try. Now, we have the last one, and then we're gonna say goodbye and good night. But for the last one, so the idea for this one was to have everything more loose. So let's see. So I think I will put a pine here. I don't care if it goes on the other one on the top. I think it's fine. And then there will be some reflection here. Or I can leave just this nice space without anything in here and actually have the pine coming here and have the reflection here. I think I like the second option the most. But then there will be a lot of free space in here. Maybe I can have 2 pine as well. I mean, but I already done this here, so I think I will just go with a big pine here. I don't want to repeat myself too much. So, let's go. Can you see? Yes, you can. That is another president. Okay, now about this, what I want to do is to lift some color from here and from here, soften a little bit the edge. I mean, try to recreate this kind of softness. Oh, you can't see. On these sides, challenge accepted. Yeah, but great idea to go on super tiny details. I wonder if I made a gigantic piece, it's going to be easier or harder. Like, I mean, a really, really big one. I think it's fine. And now here the reflection. And this time, I'm not gonna lift anything, just gonna do it myself. Like all the reflection. Like this. A little bit uneven. Oh, I like this. It's nice. Okay, it's really nice. Yeah, I like this one. I think we need to have more bush here. But not that compact. Oh, the paper is falling apart. Okay, maybe I need to stop here, but you can't see it, but the paper is falling apart. Okay, I think we're good. So, what do we learn? On this one, again, I still don't like the water that much. I think it's not that okay, but I like the idea of the composition like this, and then goes down, and there is the tree here. And the focus is pretty clear that it's here. So I really like this one. This one, I like the, let me think, okay, this. On this one, I like the shape, but because it looks like a triangle. So it's like giving you where to look at, but the water should do the same thing, and it doesn't because reasons. So yeah, this one is clearly a mess, and most importantly, this looks like a boat, like sailing on the water instead of a tree. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. And this one, I think it was just too many things, but I kind of like the water, so I think for the water I should do something like this, and then on top of that adding more detail like this, like so into the water in two layer, the first layer, just to add a little bit of contrast in lines, like very loose waves, if it makes sense, and then add after it dries those lines in here that I have in here. I really like that the background, it's just stopping here, and the details is going outside this kind of very light green. So I will definitely keep that. I could actually take notes if I find. This. So this I like, super nice. Definitely gonna keep that. I like also that the shape here, it's nice. And then here I like the water. And here I like the triangular shape that it creates. And this is a boat. If you look closer, here you will find Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet that are singing the song. And then there will be an iceberg here. And they're gonna crash. And everybody dies. Yeah. Okay, I think it's too late. I need to go to bed. That's pretty clear now. Thanks for sticking around. Would appreciate if you just comment and follow for more. I hope that was nice. I'm gonna make a video tomorrow with the same color, the same concept, but one page, because this is one color, one page. But I really think this is super nice. And there is an iceberg here, so it's even better. Ciao, ciao!